go from there.
Thank you.
Hey, good afternoon. Let's call the meeting to order 4:32. I think everybody has an agenda. Maybe Brian, can you start us out with roll call?
Sure. Brian Milkey, Union Township, Isabella County, State of Michigan.
Marty Fig, Isabella County, State of Michigan.
Jeff Sweet, Union Township, Isabella County.
Dave Coyne, Union Township, Isabella County.
Robert
Jim.
Bacon. Oh, sorry. Union Township, Isabella County.
Jim Zalad, Union Township, Isabella County.
Tom Keequam, Union Township, Isabella County. Moving on to agenda item 3, approval of tonight's agenda. How's that looking to everybody?
Great. Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
Motion by Brian Melke, supported by Jeff Sweet to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. And the motion's carried. The agenda is approved. So it moves us into agenda item number 4, new business. 4A, the 2020 annual report. And Rodney, what do we have? Anybody yet?
We do not have any outside folks with us, just no outside attendees so far. The 2020 report has been out for quite a while now. It's been out since June. We keep it posted on our website. We did share it with the county as our main taxing jurisdiction. Of course, we also share with the Board of Trustees. It was the other taxing jurisdiction that we capture revenues from. I did not receive any particular comments back from the county other than their interest in attending this meeting. And we did share with them the links for this meeting, and they worked with them on the details to make sure they could get in. Anyway, I have to answer any questions that we have in the report.
Well, we made it available. Let's move on to 4B.
All right. This item was just specifically for any questions that might be coming up on our proposed updates to the East and West EDA district development and tax increment financing plans. We did also share those with the county. In fact, at Margaret McAvoy's request, we printed up a couple of copies and I dropped them off into her hands. So you can take a look at them. They also have a copy of the proposed tax revenue sharing agreement update for the East EDA district. We haven't heard any particular comments back on those yet. The next step in the process is actually coming up on October 13th. You may have seen, you've been around in especially the West EDA district, you may have seen some signs up, some freestanding signs, the road right of way over by Transportation Drive, down the corner at Lincoln and Remus, and over in Bradley and Remus, among other places. Some notice of public hearing signs. For October 13th, the Board of Trustees will be holding a hearing on both of the plans for both districts, and also holding a first reading on the ordinances that would implement those plans and extend the terms of the two districts. The public notice requirements for this hearing are the most intensive of any in state law, as far as I'm aware. I suppose maybe the only one that is greater is a process for a special assessment district, simply because it has more steps. But this requires not only notice in the newspaper, not only mailing a notice to every property owner and a certified letter to the county, but it also requires that we post the hearing notice in at least 20 conspicuous places in each of the two DDA districts. So 40 notices total. In the East DDA district, I was able to enjoy visits with quite a number of the property business owners over there. And so if you go into some of the businesses and offices where public can go in, you might see a notice posted inside the building. There's even one in the VFW hall. So there's only, I think, a couple of signs up over there. We were able to get almost to our required 20 with notices on the private the business properties. But in the West DDA, we have a smaller number of available businesses. So we did have to post more of the freestanding signs over there. But if you happen to go into the Mountain Town Brewery, the Summit restaurant over there, go into the bathroom, you'll find one of our notices in each of the bathrooms, because that counts as a public place. It just has to be conspicuous, and apparently they're conspicuous there. So we were able to get notices up throughout the district. So we have Nicole Frost with us, just arrived. We were just talking about the plans. I don't know if you have any particular questions, or we're just basically talking about the East and West DDA district updates that we're in the process of doing.
Thank you, Rodney. No specific questions. Margaret McAvoy was unable to attend, and so she's just asked me to sit in on her behalf this afternoon.
Okay.
Apologize for my lateness.
Okay. So I was just mentioning the next step in the process is our public hearing, the Board of Trustees public hearing on October 13th. So looking forward to that. And I guess with that, have any questions about the process for updating these districts, or about the plans, specific elements of the plans that you may have?
Have you gotten many inquiries or any inquiries from the public about the recertifications in the few months that we've been winding down?
I've had positive responses from the business community about the DDA districts. Where I've met with them and talked to them about what this public hearing is about, they're very happy to hear that the districts would be extended. So very favorable comments to the work we do, especially in the East EDA district, which I think is more visible than the West. We did talk about in the West the road improvements and utility improvements there, and so all the comments have been favorable so far that I've received.
Great news.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodney, we definitely appreciate all the work you do putting this together, and the 40 public sites.
It was an enjoyable couple of days. I spread it over 2 days, and anytime you get out of the office and go out and visit folks is a good thing. It was a good reason to be out there. So.
Yes, very good. So did you have anything to mention on 4C?
The priorities for the next year. I think this one, one of the benefits of the consultant that we chose, CIB Planning, to do this project was their proposal to to establish the separate document that they title implementation strategies for each of the DDA districts. So we have the plan, development plan and tax increment financing plan, meets the state law requirements, has the basic information there. But this implementation strategy document for each district that gets more specific into projects where we have potential cost estimates or ranges, and even prioritization of those projects. I think this is really the key benefit that we are gaining from this update, because these implementation strategies really will set the stage for what we do in the coming years. I think we certainly have discussed them as we are developing this project, and as soon as we have, we can put the updates to bed and move forward. We'll be going right back to those implementation strategy documents to prioritize work for the coming year. We do have our budget coming up next month. Proposed budget will be coming before you. That reflects the work we've already done in terms of prioritizing projects. And it does in some cases reflect carrying over some projects that didn't get done this year. Like in the West EDA, we've funded money to support the road commission's efforts to improve South Lincoln, south of the bridge down to Broomfield, and intersection improvements at Broomfield. They're not going to get that done this year as they hoped. I think they have finally resolved all their easement issues, but it looks like that project is going to carry over. So we're looking at that one. Some sidewalk projects are going to carry over because of easement issues. But anyway, so we'll be certainly looking at looking to those implementation strategy documents to guide the work we're doing over the next few years. I guess, Nicole, did you have any other questions today?
I do not, Rodney. Thank you.
So as far as moving on in the agenda, your letter, Rodney, from yourself to Mark Stuhldreher, the 2020 annual synopsis of Economic Development Authority activities. Now, is that something we should let the record show? I mean, I'd like to put that in the minutes of this meeting.
I can make sure it's attached to it, certainly. Yeah. We don't need to take a formal action to do that, but I will make sure that it gets attached to the minutes for this.
Yeah, perfect. Well, moving on to item 6, director comments, or any more comments from the board?
I'd like to make one comment about what Rodney mentioned on the priority list and the work that CIB has done to help get us to this point. I think going back to when we started this process, it was a good decision. It was some qualified people that were getting into this project, and I think it was a real good decision to go with CIB. They've proved to be very effective in helping us complete this project. So congratulations to them and for Rodney getting all the qualified people lined up to work on this. And I think CIB was the right choice.
Yeah. One comment I can make, I appreciate everybody being here today. And Nicole, I appreciate you being here. I want to let you know, Nicole, that we're required to hold 2 of these meetings. The one in August we didn't have a quorum for, so we had to reschedule it, and we're rescheduling it for it's October. No, when I say that, I don't have the calendar up in front of me. So it is going to be October 19th, and if we're going to be doing exactly the same thing. So you're welcome to come, but you'll see the same show, have the same opportunity to make comments and questions. Anyway, it'll be at 4:15, right before our regular meetings. We'll open that informational meeting and hold it 4:15, and then hold the regular meeting whenever the informational meeting's done. So you'll get a notice about that very shortly. But as I said, it's going to be exactly the same information. So you're welcome to come if you'd like. You certainly don't have to.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. That's all I have for today.
Yeah, appreciate that, Rodney. And thank you, Nicole Frost, for being in attendance. Not often we get guests, so appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite.
So moving on to item 7, like Rodney said, we have our next informational meeting, October 19th, 4:15. We're going to start things a little bit early. Then when we get done with this public informational meeting, we'll move into the regular scheduled meeting.
Yeah. And you'll see on that meeting, you'll see as I said, we'll have the proposed budget there for next year. You also see a request to remove a tree. I think I mentioned it. The Pickard Party Store has asked to take a tree down that's growing into their sign. So you'll see that on the agenda.
Okay. And hearing no more comments, I guess we can call the meeting adjourned. 4:49 p.m. Appreciate everybody in attendance. Thank you. And good night.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Good night.
Yep.
Thank you.